contracts for now that can sustainably be maintained because they are also students.
Okay, thank you, Professor Manasseh. Thank you again for having us. We're always very happy to come to Mbarara, especially. I already feel at home. So thank you very much. So it's indeed the first time that we bring so many students to MUST. So I count on all of you to make this a success. So please interact, talk to each other, take our students out, show them things, okay? Try to become friends. I think this should be one of the outputs and the results of our project. That will be a really nice thing to reach, okay? And that's why I want to invite my colleague, Lise. She is an expert in communication, so she also prepared something for you to lower the boundaries of talking to each other, okay? Because I know it's sometimes a little bit intimidating, but don't worry. Like Professor Manasseh said, we're all human beings. We all share same experiences to share and talk about to each other. So I think some tips and tricks can help to lower these boundaries. So I pass the floor to my colleague, Lise Joy.
Good morning. We're happy to be here with all of you. We are working during 2 weeks on entrepreneurship, but a very important part of those 2 weeks is also intercultural communication, because we are two different cultures, and hopefully at the end we understand each other very well and we can do some entrepreneurship together. So that's why I will give you a first session. I will not give you a lot of theory, but I will put some practice in it. We will have to talk a lot with each other in order to get to know each other better and to have communication afterwards when we start the real boot camp. So the first thing I would like the first thing I'll ask you is to form 10 groups. In each group I would like to have a Belgian student together with 3, 5 Ugandan students. And I'll ask you just one very simple thing. Afterwards, I'll give you other instructions. But the first thing, and your culture. I won't give a lot of explanations about it, but you just have to write down your name and your culture. So, groups, 1 Belgian student and 3 or 4 or 5 Ugandan students. And I'm going to give you a post-it. Okay. Get a post-it. Yes. So in the first instance, you just have to write down your name and the name of your culture. Yeah, it's up to you to decide which culture you belong to. Later it will be clear. It might be a bit mysterious right now, but it will be clear. Yes, sure. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Yes. Or can he do it now? Or I don't know. No? I'll start the session and then after maybe 15, 20 minutes? 10 minutes? Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay. Did you all write down your name and your culture? Yes. The second instruction that I'll give you, and you'll have about 10 minutes to write what are important elements of your culture. It might be you're thinking about there are no wrong answers, just write and speak with each other and write down on a post-it elements which belong to your culture. It can be anything. You can also, the main scope is to discuss each other. Something, explain it as well to each other. That's the main goal, that you speak and explain some things. Culture, it can be anything. And you explain.
No, it's not. It's not in bulk.
Yeah. Explain it to each other. That's the scope. I can. You can explain it to each other. Just write down anything you think about and then explain it. The others is some element explain to, for example, to the Belgian student, to you. Ah, oké. Maar dan kan het. Maar je kan het al vertellen, hè? And what did you write? Yeah, you can really write down as many as you want. There are no limitations, there are no wrong answers. No. Dat is aan jullie om te bepalen. Belgisch. Ja, dat mag ook. Ja, mag ook, zeker. Yeah? And then you explain to each other. Yeah. Okay, perfect. And then you'll explain to each other. That's the main goal of today, that you speak to each other. So you talk.
What you mean by experiential learning before the guest speaker speaks, and really he has seen it. Thank you, Lisa. Where is the Prof. Lisa? Thank you for initiating this. Thank you very much. This is what we call part of experiential learning. You have started talking to each Talking is no longer in theory, but in practice. I want now to invite our chief guest, our dear Deputy Vice Chancellor, to come and officially speak to us and then open this boot camp.
Thank you so much, Dr. Benson. Can we pay attention, please?
Why don't we just first move?
You can face this side.
Maybe I'll start. Distinguished guests, maybe you haven't been introduced to Robert Bitariho, a newly appointed the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Mumbai University of Science and Technology. Just like a month, slightly a month on the job. So I may not be as efficient as you would wish me to be when I'm opening, because me, I'm more of a researcher. I used to work in the Green National Park. Those of you know the park. I was a researcher with the MEDAD before I came to Mumbai University of Science and Technology as a CITT and also with the Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies. But more to say, I am excited to come and open this workshop officially, because I know some of you are also probably excited because it's your first time to be in a boot camp. I used to have those kind of boot camps before when I was a young researcher. I look like a young person, but I'm not young. I am about older than most of you here. But I used to enjoy these kind of boot camps, especially in the US, where we had like, this time we had one in the US. We had like 10 nationalities. It was very exciting to cross cultural exchanges, and it was exciting to see people, talk to them, even without the boot camp, but just the exchange of information about each other's country. It was very exciting. Maybe I would like to recognize the distinguished guests from West who have been introduced. I don't know whether we need to see them again. And also the coordinators of the program, MEDAD, Dr. Mendelson, participating students, and the coordinators and coaches and mentors for this boot camp. I'm told there are 50 participants, 12 mentors, 4 from Flemish, are they Flemish universities, Flemish what? Institutions, and then 8 from MUST. It's exciting to see such a collaboration, intercultural cross-exchange between the different countries, and especially nationalities, because it blends together the ideas and comes up with most probably best solutions that we normally face as society. I would like to emphasize the purpose and significance of this boot camp. I've been told it's a 5-day experiential learning where you have cross-cultural exchange of entrepreneurship ideas. I'm not good at entrepreneurship, but you can even say I'm finding it difficult to pronounce the word entrepreneurship. But I have read so much about it, and Dr. Mendelson gave me ideas of what this boot camp is all about. But what is important is finding solutions, especially about entrepreneurship for youth employment, okay? And also having viable business concepts that are grounded in local ideas, and also with exchange from the other countries. Helping with societal problem challenge solving. And that's why you have the theme, learning from within Uganda. And I think I liked the theme because of that. When you have over different nationalities, but learning within Uganda, but also solving problems within Uganda. I'd also like to see how these concepts or how these ideas being developed by the different students or the participants are going to come up and solve different societal problems as a key issue, and also their ideas being scaled into entrepreneurship, and also coming up with innovative ideas that will help skill the youth and bridge the gap between academia and lastly, how these ideas are going to come up with solving Uganda's problem, which is, I think most of you know, the National Development Plan 4. So how do these ideas link up together into the National Development Plan 4 that is for solving societal problems and also addressing issues of poverty within the Uganda and youth employability. As you see, for MUST, our vision and mission specifically stress issues to do with research, community development, innovation, and also empowering how the youth will be helping solve those issues highlighted in the vision and mission. So far this boot camping is helping solve or coming up with the vision and mission of the university. That's why I would like to emphasize that as a university, we are very excited and happy to see such a boot camp, and we shall give it maximum support it needs. Already you are being hosted by CITT, one of the MUST innovation hub that we established, and how we shall scale up the ideas that are coming up here. Initially we shall use the CITT, but we are looking forward to when the entrepreneurship center established at town campus is fully fledged and working, and therefore having better ideas and more ideas sustainable for the development of Uganda at large. I would like to appreciate the facilitators for allowing to come and solve and share your ideas and participate in this boot camp. And as a university, we appreciate you, and most of you are university staff. Sarah is here, I know her. I think I saw someone else whom I worked with on a project of Real Life Learning Lab. Prudence. Is Prudence here? She's out, but someone I worked with also on a certain project. It's exciting to see those ideas coming up and you training the university students and staff. I'm told you're going to be going to another community in Rubirizi. That is something we look at as a university, and we'll be giving you maximum support. With those few words, I would therefore like to officially declare the MUST West Students Entrepreneurship Bootcamp Level 1 open, and I wish you fruitful deliberation over the next 5 years. Succeed we must, for God and my country. Okay? So I think I have to go and do some other work for the university, and I will leave here as you continue working. Oh, photograph.
So before you leave, I want to request to take a group photograph with you.
Okay, thank you, no problem. No
Because
problem.
you are the face of our institution,
Okay,
and really the commitment.
okay, good. I'm happy now, yeah.
Can you join us? Let's pull some chairs in front. Some chairs. What? Chairs first.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't drop my skirt.
That's right. Oh. And then with the microphone.
We also need get another chair. So,
Maybe those that are in can do later.
Keisha shouldn't miss. No, Keisha will be ready the next month. We can't get all of us. We shall take another one. We shall flop down immediately for another photo.
You will join. Yes. Let me get you my chair.
Please.
Give me the chair.
Oh, we share mine. No.
Can you see this?
No. But we should take another one outside, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you see Martin? Martin, the way you're posing, that is not bad. Smile, 1, 2, 3, succeed me. The other group can others join.
Yes, the others can join.
Please join us.
So we are moving right away for another one. Are you done? Yeah, let us lead to the next session and we take the next photo.
Succeed me.
Pass. The students have not taken a photo. So let's move very fast down on the ground floor at the entrance for a group photo where everybody will appear.
Volunteers, please stand by chair. And let's stay.
That's the outer layer of culture. For example, haircuts or a brand which is very popular among Ugandan youngsters, for example. That's something very superficial. It's part of the outer layer of our culture. If we get closer to the core, we go to heroes. And I saw some names of heroes. Heroes can be living persons, it can be dead persons, but who inspire our culture. Can be, for example, musicians, it can be politicians. In Belgium, sometimes our heroes, not always, but sometimes our heroes are the Red Devils. That's our national football team. Sometimes
when they win. Sometimes they lose, they're not playing that well, then they're a bit less our heroes, but that's an example of heroes. That's still the outer layers of our culture. Something very important, those outer layers, they are quite different from one culture to another. But then, and that's the next exercise I would like to do with you, 5 minutes. If we look closer to the core, you will see that we share a lot of things in common. And I saw already somebody who wrote down, for example, the marriage, the wedding. Yeah? We all celebrate the same things in our culture. We all celebrate when somebody gives birth to a child. We all celebrate when two people get married. We all have a practice, a religious practice, or a ceremony when somebody dies. And that's also a part of the culture. We share the same things, but we express it in another way. And that's what I would like to do with you, to have 5 more minutes to speak together about some rituals in your culture. Maybe wedding, maybe giving birth, maybe celebrating a birthday. How do you do it in your country, in your culture? So 5 more minutes just to speak with each other, and then I'll close the session on intercultural communication with a few more ideas. So now 5 minutes to talk about rituals in your culture with the other friends you are in the group with. Okay? talked a lot about rituals. There we saw we have more or less the same important moments in life that we share, but we express them in a different way. So we are coming closer to the core of intercultural communication, and that's where I want to end. If it comes to values, I think most of us share the same values. We all know what is good, what is bad. We all know what is clean, what is dirty. So we have the same thoughts about what is important, what is not important, or more or less. And that's in fact what I want to show you. We have the outer layers, and that's the first thing that we see. The first things are superficial, and maybe those are different. But the more we come to the core, we see that we more or less are all the same. And what is important, what I want to finish with, for intercultural communication, what we are doing now, we're talking to each other, we're getting to know each other, we're trying to understand each other, and the more we understand each other, the easier it is to work together. And that's what I wanted to tell you. It is scientifically proven that intercultural groups are more able to resolve complex problems. And we are here with an international company. We are working, we are trying to solve some entrepreneur challenges. So we are with an international company. We will be able to have different point of views, and we will be able to solve complex problems because we are an international group. And if we continue like we already did, with a lot of communication, with a lot of respect, we will understand each other, we will have a smooth communication, and we will have a very good bootcamp with a lot of solutions and IDs. So thank you very much for this first session, and I'll give the words to Sarah for the next session. Thank you.
We're going to give rain first of all. Let's give her some raindrops. Little raindrops. More raindrops. Rain and thunder. Thank you so much, Professor. We are going to have Dr. Prudence to take us in the next session. Now, it's something I want us to note. I hope you've known who you're seated with right now. Because tomorrow as we begin the 50K challenge, Dr. Manase is actually planning that since we have introduced each other with this first session, this is going to be the group we are moving with in the field. So I hope that this group is, I think they're all gender balanced. Is there anybody who has no male in the group? Okay. Any group that doesn't have a female in the group? I think all teams have the OS students. I think it's balanced. All right. Dr. Prudence, the floor is yours.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. It is coming to midday. So I hope we know each other. I'm called Prudence. And with time, we shall have our name tags here so that when I call you, I know whom I'm calling. So before we end the session, I expect Keisha, you will give these people the tag so that we have name tags, and then we are able to communicate. So the session I'm going to introduce to you will be interactive. It is not a lecture. So among the ground rules, we encourage participation and a lot of what? A lot of sharing and a lot of talking. So it is not going to be a lecture, but interactive. And basically, I'm going to introduce you to entrepreneurship. So before we come to the real concept of entrepreneurship, we come from different cultural backgrounds. So I want to pose a question to you. We come from different places, and our backgrounds are very different. So if I may ask, those from Belgium, you may not be coming from Belgium, all of you, but studying from there, maybe from different other countries. But I will use the example of Belgium. What population are you now? The population of Belgium currently, maybe by 2025. Any estimate? Estimate of population in Belgium? The 11 million. Ugandans? How? 11 million Belgium, then Ugandans, how many are we? We are 50 million. Yeah, approximately we are 51 million in Uganda, 11.5 in Belgium. So when you look at that, even when we look at our room here, you all have passed through Mbarara town. You have seen the population in Mbarara town. Our Belgian guests came from Belgium via Entebbe airport. They passed through Kampala. I hope so. Did you pass through Kampala city? You didn't? Okay. But in every town, in every urban center, in our Mbarara town, in our Mbarara University where we are, in our Uganda, in our Belgium, we have people. We have many people. As we can even look at ourselves, we are many. We are over, I think, 50 people here. So now, what do we need to survive? For example, since morning, what have we used to be how we are now? What have we used? We have eaten, so we have had our breakfast. Anything else we have used? We have used transport to come here. What else? We have used data. Any other thing that we have used? We have used the time. So we need so many things, yes. We have used electricity. Only that. Aren't we putting on something? Are we naked? We have used water, we are putting on clothes, we are putting on shoes. So in the world where we live, we need things. We have people who need these things. And every time we move, there is something that you need. For example, we have a banana here. There is somewhere who grew this banana, and finally we find it here on the what? On our table. But it didn't come by itself. There is somewhere it came from. So when we are here as young people, we know we live in a world that needs us. It needs us, it needs our input, and there are so many things that we have to do as young people to make sure that we serve the world the way we want to be served. And we are part of that solution. There is a problem out there where we must come in and provide a solution. So if I may ask you again, have you ever heard about entrepreneurship? Anyone who has ever heard about entrepreneurship? What comes into your mind? Or how can you help us? What is entrepreneurship? Yes, please. And loudly so that everyone hears.
Well, according to my understanding of entrepreneurship, briefly would be like starting a business. But when the wider mode is identifying the gap before a challenge, and then you design a practical solution which helps you to generate some earning or some living in form of money.
Okay, thank you very much. That is his idea. Anyone who has a different, I need someone from our guests to see if we have the same concept, say about entrepreneurship. Anyone who has an idea? Our guest from Belgium. Anyone who has ever heard about entrepreneurship? Yes? Okay, thank you. So we are getting things that come in common. I'm hearing of profit from the two submissions. Another idea? Yes, please. solve a problem, and then you make a profit out of that solution that you make. So we keep getting ideas before we come to the real book definition. We must get the what? The gist of the what? Of the matter. So if I may ask you again, we have talked about 50 in Uganda, 11 in Belgium in terms of the population. So how the average age minus some of us, if I just look at you, the average age could be like, who can give me a quick answer? Average age, where most of you fall. 23, 20. Okay, let's put the average age at 20. So now, if we see our countries after 50 years from now, what would you want to see 50 years from now? Or if I may bring it closer, let me talk about 2050. Now we are 2026. So by 2050, we need 24 years from now. So look at the age that you had, 24 years, and see how old you will be by 2050. So what picture do you have in your mind? What do you see the world to be by that time when you will be 50, you will be 46? I will not be standing. Change in technology and AI at an advanced level. Yes, you are burning with
about the question, other factors held constant because of I see a lot of things change, but one I can say is that they say and see the best. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so that is his, when he closes his eyes, he sees that Uganda in 2050, and I think it is wonderful. Anyone who sees a different picture? Yes, please.
Because now if we were to look back like in 2000 there and try to compare population, I think we are in the 20 million there, but I'm not sure as I was, because I was not born by that time. But now, 20 years or 25 years from now, I see Uganda it will be survival for the fittest. Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. Uganda is not it's demarcated, it's that land, that is the land that we have, is Uganda. But for us, we are a case in point, man, going to produce. And we produce one.
We see Uganda in different ways. One who talked about street kids having homes. You are looking at people getting employment because you are scared of finishing your education and you don't get employed. So how are you going to be part of the solutions? How are you going to be part of that package that is going to offer employment, that is going to be self-employed, that is going to offer houses for the street kids, that is going to change policy? So do you see where you can contribute? Because that's where we are going. When we talk about entrepreneurship, basically we are looking at how can we be part of the solution. So in short, when we are trying to understand what is entrepreneurship, basically we are looking at that problem. There is a problem somewhere. As we all, we have all agreed that when there is a problem, then a solution must come in hand, solve that problem, but the solution that comes in hand must help you to earn some money. So in entrepreneurship, we don't talk about charity organizations, we don't talk about civil society organizations, we are talking about business. And that's why we are here. So in entrepreneurship, we solve a problem, but the solution that we offer must help us get some money. So we shall be talking about money, how do we make money? But the money we make must be helping someone. The solution you are providing must be helping someone so that he comes to you for that solution. So when we are talking about entrepreneurship, basically we are interested in understanding what is the problem somewhere. When you are moving, I hope when you are seated here, I don't think everything is what? Is okay. Whenever you move, there is usually a problem somewhere in your environment. And when you see that problem as a young entrepreneur, do not look at it as a problem, but look at it as an opportunity to make money. Because you make money from the problems around you by offering a solution. So when you are a young entrepreneur, then you must be what? You must be able to identify that problem, think about a solution that is best fit for that problem, and earn some money from the solution that you make. So, I don't know what is wrong. The connectivity, we have understood what entrepreneurship is. Do we have any piece of paper with us? Okay, so if you have a piece of paper, I want you to draw. I want you to draw an enterprising person. An enterprising person. I want you to use arts. Draw an enterprising person, that successful entrepreneur. In your locality, in your village, in your town, someone who is a successful entrepreneur. The one who is able to identify a problem, provide a solution, and earn from it. In your mental picture, how should that person look like? So just a simple drawing, then we shall start from there. And you will tell us why do you think he has a big nose or a big head or big eyes. Just have that mental picture using the art. If you think of yeah. And you will be helped by the characteristics you think that person should have, what he should possess when you look at him. Yeah. So we shall have like 3 people to tell us what they have drawn, and So 1 minute to finish, and then we share. People are hiding there. Anyone who is done? You have finished, eh? Okay.
One, that she worked late in the night.
People are not hearing.
Sorry.
If you hear me, clap once. Okay, let's hear from her.
So I drew a lady with cornrow braids, glasses, and a business suit with a watch on her wrist. Her cornrows, because they are easy and fast hair, so she needs to get out and do something more productive. Her eyes dyed as she worked late nights trying to develop solutions. And she's in a business suit because she's a businesswoman, and she has a watch because time is money and it's really precious. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What she has drawn, a lady in a business suit. The lady has a watch. Her eyes are spoiled because of working overnight, so she's putting on specs. And she's smart in her business suit because she's a business lady. So that is what she thinks of an entrepreneur. Anyone who can also share so that we see, okay, did you draw?
Okay, so I have drawn a sticky man, and there's a reason behind that. First of all, I'm not really great at drawing, but
Let's give him ears.
I think, why did I draw a sticky man? Because there is no ideal entrepreneur. There's not a look of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur comes in so much shapes and outfit. You have the typical entrepreneur in a suit, but you have also the entrepreneur that is working every day in his outfit, and that's why I draw a sticky man.
So for him, he drew a stick man, and he thinks there is no ideal entrepreneur. One can be in a suit, one can be a stick man, but they are all making money. They are out there. They are working. He's not dressed in a what? In that suit that we may imagine. Then the last person to share. Someone put up his hands long ago.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone. Our colleague here, Boat from Belgium, says that one of the biggest problems they are having in Belgium is cybersecurity threats. Other entrepreneurs there have their organizations, they are working online, but people always scam them. They can steal money from such organizations. So that's a problem. It may not be much of a problem here, but it's a problem on their end. What solution is there? Cybersecurity expert. He's an expert in cybersecurity. So here we are having our stick man who is working on his PC, very busy trying to make sure that this organization does not receive viruses that can steal money from it.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
We give them flowers, so now they have taken us to IT. Their guy is working on. There is no cyber insecurity. our different views, how we would like to see that successful entrepreneur and making money from his business. So do we know some of the characteristics that person should possess? The key characteristics. One, he is a risk taker. You know, when you hit business there, you must be a risk taker. Because if you fear to take the risk, you will not go there. Because you are going there and you don't know what will come out. So he is a risk taker. Any other? Yes? He is adaptable. Expound on it. Because when you hit there, when you go there, you don't know what may come out. So when you face challenges, you should be flexible enough to adapt, to be able to fit in. Okay, any other? Consistent. So you have to be consistent. You don't jump from one business to the other. In 1 week, you have attempted 4 businesses. One fails, then in the evening, you say, no, this is not working. So you have to be consistent. The one in the middle. Should be able to come up with different ideas so as to make a... Yes, please. That is where she took us. You should be able to communicate so that people understand you, people come and buy your product, and you also get maybe affecting them. If you want to know their problem, you must be a good communicator. Yeah, you can't work alone. As an entrepreneur, you work with, you work in a team. You work with people you employ. You work with suppliers who give you what to sell. You work with people who have to buy from you. So you must be a what? A good team leader and a good manager. Yes, please. A good relationship with money. What is that? Tell us more. So you end up eating your capital and so you should be having a good relationship with your money. You look at it as this is business money, not my money. So that when guests come home, you don't go to your shop and you pick items and you don't pay because you think it is your what? Your business. So you have to have that financial discipline and literacy. Yes, please. A great thinker.
Of thinking new ideas on how to solve problems.
Okay, he must think for his business. Yes, please.
I think he needs a mentor or even mentors.
You can use this to talk.
No, I think he needs a mentor. Usually when you engage into a business, sometimes you reach a point at which you even want to give up. You know, those ICT things are not even easy. Sometimes you need to go and consult these other people who have gone through this kind of whatsoever. You need a mentor or even mentors, literally.
Okay, so what characteristic or what character can we peg there? Because having a mentor and being able to listen, so he should be, what should he be? Expert?
Help.
Expert help, yes. She needs that consultation. But what trait must he possess? He should be someone who is able to what? To learn, to accept advice and take it. Yeah. Any other characteristic?
Yes, I also think that a good entrepreneur should learn how to budget, because you can have money, but if you don't budget for it well, the business will end up And the other thing is they should learn how to make the right decisions for the business. The decision should be in the business's best interests.
Okay, so your response is almost similar to ours, I think. The one who talked about financial management skills, eh? Yeah, making a good budget and making sure that you stick to your budget. You don't bring in other things that don't match with your budget so that you experience profits and stay in your business. You don't die in your first year of what? Of being born, and you die before you celebrate your first birthday. So as I'm doing this, I'm waiting for the IT things to stabilize, but I hope it will. And when we are talking about problems in what? In our community, that is one of them. If you are very smart, you may think of a solution. What can we do to make sure that during presentations we don't get that what? Those hitches. What can be done? So a business person is already looking at some money just right now. Because wherever there is a problem, there must be a solution, and that solution should help you make some money. Yes, please. It is that one. Except that I had gone some down. No, I wanted to go to a business idea. Continue. Business idea, I think it is. Continue. That's where I want to go.
So would you try and help?
Yeah.
There's an HDMI cable connection?
Yeah.
Don't you already?
It's already there, but it's not displayed.
Now it's duplicated, yeah. If you present remote.
Put a presentation. Supposed to be
And if you unplug the cable, does it react? Yes, it reacts, so that's good. But
we don't need the cable.
We don't need it.
And the source.
And I'm about to finish the things that you need.
Is there a source button on here? The input, yeah, that's it. Which ones do you have? Ah, yeah, okay. And it was on AirPlay first? Or?
Continue.
Yeah, screen sharing, that's probably it. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, fine. Yes, indeed. Should be there now. Okay.
Fine.
Is it this side?
Let me hope it won't disappear again. It is this. Because it was there, it disappeared. Hey, I will stay around here. Okay, so at this level, we understand what is entrepreneurship, characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. So that brings us to a business idea. After you have understood what you should be as that successful entrepreneur, then how do you go there? So we looked at entrepreneurship as providing a solution that helps you to make some money. But that solution you provide comes in a business idea. You must have some business idea that you think about before you can what? You can hit the what? You can hit the ground. So what are some of the sources of a good business idea? Because we have seen that a business idea is basically that concept, that plan for a new or existing business. So how do you get that business idea? Where do you get it from? Number one, you get it from your talent. You can use your talent and you get very wonderful business ideas. Do you know any talent that help in developing good business ideas? For example, dancing, yes. Talent of singing, you can sing and make money. Any other talent you can use. Public speaking, you have heard of these professional public speakers. Yes. Any other talent? You had a difference. You wanted to give a different source of okay, source number two. So she talks of a skill. Which skill can you think about? The skills. Computer skills. For example, you have seen those with the skills. They can begin to help. So if you have that skill, you can use it to make money. Any other source of a business idea?
A problem faced by you or by a close friend or any person you know can help you develop a business idea.
So if there is a problem you are facing as an individual or a problem faced by your community, then you can think of a business idea and you say, let me come in and solve this problem. Any other business idea? Someone is smiling as if she has an idea. Yes? Any business idea source you can think of? Books. Okay, how? You read. Don't be like someone who was how to come out of poverty. So he had published his book about how to overcome poverty. But he was looking for money to publish the book. Yet the book was about, yeah. So any other source of, you can generate from the knowledge that you have. AI. So AI can give you business ideas, eh? So AI, social media, the things that you see, somehow related to books, but you see things and then you may think, let me start this. So you can get a very good business from what you read, what you see, what you go through as an individual, what you read, etc. There you can think of a very good business idea. So now you ask yourself, I don't need an answer for number 2. What knowledge and skills do you have which can be turned into a business? Just look at yourself. It is self-reflection. I don't need an answer. But you as an individual, what skill do you have? What knowledge do you have that you can turn into a business? So that by the end of this training, you start from yourself. Don't wait to go and ask Mr. AI, I need a business idea. You know? So you start from what you have. What skill do you have? What knowledge do you possess that can be turned into a business idea? And everyone has that unique thing that can be turned into a business idea. You understand? So think about it. By the time we finish this training, this boot camp, when you go back, you can do something. So that is what is going to take us. And we want to look at the criteria for a good business idea. We have looked at the different sources of a business idea. But before you invest your money in doing something, what must you take into consideration? So a good idea must be following that criteria number 1. There is a problem. There must be a problem. That idea you are thinking about, there must be a problem, there must be a need worth solving. If that problem is not there, then don't go there. And again, when you think of that idea and there is no canteen, and you see students suffering, they don't have where to go to buy accompaniments for their tea. So if you feel there is that problem, then you think about what can I put in this canteen to make sure that I solve that problem. And then that problem must be urgent and it must be frequent. Do we need those two guidelines? Why should the problem be urgent? Anyone who can think through that. Why is it the problem must be urgent? Anyone who can think through? So she says for easy adaptability. Yes, every answer is right. We continue answering. That is another idea. One behind. Very much. So it must be frequent so that you stay in business. You don't offer a solution and once you have offered it, people no longer want your product. So where will you put what remains? You have heard of businesses, success cards. When is the season for success cards? When there is an exam. So is that problem frequent? It is not. So if you are in such a business, you know you are just in season in November, December, and you will have to wait for another year to start what? Working again. So you have to see how to balance it. So if you have to start a business, make sure that the problem you are thinking of solving is urgent and frequent. That is why people who are in food businesses, they usually make money. Because after taking your tea now, if you don't take lunch, by evening you'll be hungry. And you will need that food again. Tomorrow you will have to go back and eat. So it means that problem is frequent and it is urgent. So that is criteria number 1. Then criteria number 2, it must be of a specific group of people. When you think of a business idea, then that solution you are thinking about should be targeting a certain group of people. You cannot serve everybody. For example, if you go to town, which you will do before you finish the boot camp, when you have your solution you want to give out, it must be targeting a certain group of people. For example, she talked about street children. If she wanted to provide a solution for them, that means that solution is specifically for who? For the street children. She will not go to look for the corporate people. She will not go to look for the university students. She will specifically go and look for those street children. And the solution must suit their what they need. For example, last evening, I watched a certain man. He was basically trying to help a street child. So he started by asking where he comes from, why is he on the street, and then he said, what can I do for you that can make you very happy? It was like at 8 p.m. So the young boy of 10 said, I want to go back home. That was the only thing that he wanted. So he said, how can I help you to go back home? He said, I need transport money. So the man gave him the 10,000 and then money for eating along the way and to buy sugar for the mother. And said, if I find you again on the streets, what will I do? I said, beat me up if you find me again. Because he was sleeping in a sack, and that was his bedding for the night. So that was targeting. He was targeting specifically the what? The street child. If you are targeting university students, that solution will be different from the one for the street child. So Any solution that you think about, any business idea that you think about should be for a specific group of people. And we also have what guides you to know that you have the right people. So the customers that you are thinking about must be large and expanding. Don't come and target prudence and you think you are in business. If your target is only one person, then you are not in business. You should be looking at a big number. Your customers should be what? Should be large and expanding. You understand? For example, if you go to Mbarara town and you are targeting the street children, you have to first understand how many street children are there. Are they expanding, or there are only 5 street children in the what? In town. So if you are only targeting 5, and once you sort them, they are gone, you are out of business. So your customers or customer segment should be large enough and should be increasing to make sure that you stay in business. And then you are able to access them easily. Don't target the customers you cannot access easily. You may have a very good business idea, but your customers are prisoners. Thinking of maybe producing juice, and you target the prisoners to buy your juice. Will you access them easily? In reality, would you go to the prisoner ward and say, I juice and it is specifically for the prisoners? Would they buy your product? First of all, they don't have the money. Another thing, they don't eat whatever comes. In prison, there is a what? A rule. You don't just bring food and they what? They eat. Another thing, they don't access the public so easily. So if you wholesale businesses, they sell to retailers. Then the second is B2C. That is when you are selling to consumers. Do you know the difference between a consumer and a customer? The difference between a consumer and a customer. You are all first students from first. We didn't introduce ourselves properly, so we don't know our orientation, whether we have any. Do we have any person from business management science? So you must have selected. Then you may also think about selling to the government. Have you had any business that sells to the government? For example, which business sells to the government? The people of pharmaceutical businesses, they sell to the government, and the government does the supplying. So you can have your product and you sell to the government, then the government will supply to the different users of the product. So when you are thinking of your customer segmentation, you may think about your idea should solve the problem better than existing solutions. Because in business, you will not be the first person to do that business. You cannot be we say that an entrepreneur should be an innovator, an inventor, but it is difficult to start a business where other people have not started. You usually start a business which is already existing. But what makes you sail through, what makes you successful is your business idea should be having what is unique from the other existing businesses, because you must be in competition. And that is what we call, that uniqueness is the unique value proposition. For example, if I may ask the Ugandan students here, have you heard about self-border business? So self-border business, it came in the country but we already had border businesses in the country. So what makes the difference between the normal border guys and this self-border guy? What makes the difference? What is the difference? So she's saying the safe borders are safe. But what makes them safe? Because you sit on a border and you are moving from here to there, and the other border is also moving the same distance. What makes the difference? Why are they safe and the other border is not safe? So that difference is a smartphone. You must have that application, and once you need their service, you make the order online. You don't just meet some random border guy and you sit on the border. So you make the order online. The border guy will come and pick you and take you to where you are going, and the cost is predetermined. So there's nothing like bargaining and then you reach there and you don't. And even that safe border is being monitored by the owners of the business. So you are safe because the border is being monitored. He will not take you to a different location. So he thought of that uniqueness to make sure that he is different from the existing solutions. Borders are there, but safe border is different because of the uniqueness it can offer. So that is the uniqueness we are talking about. And then your team is able to offer that solution. So the last one, which is number 4, a good business idea should be that idea that you earn from. And that comes even in our definition. You must be able to earn from that business idea you are thinking about. That is the most important, though it comes last. When you are starting a business, you don't start with number 4. If you are looking at only money, then you may not go according to the order we have listed. So there must be a problem. The problem must be serving a certain group of people. And that problem you are thinking about solving, the solution must be better than other existing solutions. Then it should also help you to do what? To earn some money. So when we talk of earning money, people have to pay for your solution, and the income you get should be more than the expense that you incur. Someone will take you through the basic financials so as to understand the difference between the income and expenditure, to know when do you earn the profit, when do you get the loss from your business. But basically, those are the 4 business units, business ideas. And we are going to end with a case study, which we shall analyze and see whether the principles of a good business idea were followed. So before we come to the case study, I want us to stand up. We are beginning to sleep. Yeah, attention span. I know the attention span. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you are what? You are sleeping. So let's stand up. Stand up and stretch. And then follow the instructions. Yeah. So when I say I get the ball, receive that ball. I get the ball. You receive the ball, it is coming. I get the ball. I put it here and prepare. And prepare. I get the ball. I put it here and prepare. I get the ball. I put it here and prepare. Okay, let's sit in our groups, then we look at this case study. Try to finish up.
when the siblings have failed, not advise a conversation. Then the next thing is she did not have a mobile position. We find out that there were people in the market that were selling seedlings, but then she did not come out with a mid-value position. Like what was going to really identify her business. That's all.
Lessons learned.
Also, when we go for the lessons learned, we specifically learned that to start a business, you should have a business plan and think through it. You have to plan for your business first and then think through it before starting it. Then you also you have to have a customer specification. Like you have to know which people are going to be buying your product. Then the next thing, you also have to have the skills and the knowledge of the business idea that you're going to start. You also have to first take advice before starting the business. Thank you.
Okay, let's give our viewers group number 2. 1 minute. Group number 2.
Let's not repeat anything.
If they have mentioned it, you just pick out what they did.
She used 4 methods for growing her seedlings. She did not research. He measured in 1 seedling of firewood trees. She did not strategize about how to go about her competition because she was dealing with experienced farmers who have been growing these seedlings for some time, and she only sent her child, her firstborn child, to go and market the seeds. Yet she could do it herself and convince the villagers better. So for the solutions we have,
lessons learned.
I mean lessons, but we have termed them in sort of solutions. So about the variety of seedlings, she could ask for more seedlings from her market, her target market, and know what type of seedlings people are interested in buying, such that she can collect a variety and grow more. Explain. She could do research about the methods of growing these seedlings. She was what? Planting. Because if you plant something without having information on how you're going to plant it, you won't show. This is what will happen to your business. You won't be able to harvest as many as you planted. She planted more seedlings, but harvested very few. So you can also gather market about your what? Your competitors. Your competitors might be dealing in different types of seedlings, and you also decide to look for different seedlings that people might need, and you focus on that rather than looking for the same seedlings they have, and you even measure on one. So thank you.
Okay. The third group. Try to pick out what has not been there. You can just hold.
Hold this. Okay. You said no repeating what you have said.
No hesitation.
No what?
No hesitation, no repeating.
Okay, thank you. The reasons why the initiative was not successful, first of all, she did not know the inputs that were required for making a nursery bed. See, she had no nutrients, and for starters, someone who bought an axe, just a machete, that is a panga, a hoe. You see, they were probably watering using buckets. They were not using watering cans. They had no specific schedule, so they lacked knowledge about the inputs. Then another thing, she didn't have the target audience. You can see that there were people that were already selling in the market. So that means probably that business idea was already exploited. You can see there are over 4 to 5 to 6 competitors with a vast number of varieties of seedlings. Then another thing, she lacked variety. She was only providing food, firewood seedlings, according to the boy who went to the market. And then she lacked enough capital, obviously. She didn't have money. If she had money, she would have bought the ones of firewood. And then lastly, she had high expectations. She sold everywhere, every space she had. She used it. Then the lessons learned, you can, of course, research. She has to make enough research. Then she has to polish on her marketing skills, despite the little variety she has. Then she has to study very well the customer preferences, what they want and what they do not want. Then another thing, she should find a way of getting enough capital. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, pass it on.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Aaron. As you may notice, most of the points have been mentioned, but maybe just to add on, why she wasn't successful, first and foremost, I think no one has mentioned of the poor communication from her sons going to sell those trees. They are against people who have had experience of selling the trees, so I would assume maybe they would go to someone's door. Wait, you want a tree? Like, no, go to the next, and no one can buy a tree if you go with such an approach. So that's one of the reasons she wasn't successful. And also, as my colleague had said, lack of capital. Looking at her background, she came from a poor background, and the trees, you can, from my experience, a tree goes at 500 shillings. So if you plant like 10 trees, really, I don't expect you to get much out of the trees you've planted. Then the lessons we can learn from this story, I think we have to learn to do market research before we venture into any business capital. As we see from Kabageni, she just went head-butted into the business. And yeah, she got surprised on the way. And then another lesson is that we have to limit our expenditure and budget wisely. As you may realize, she bought the hose, axes, and machete. I don't know if, I think just a hoe would do for you to make the nursery bed and not go in full wholesale on the other equipment. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Anything that has not been mentioned? Or everything is mentioned?
I think everything has been mentioned, apart from one of the few things we saw there. What is setting you apart from the rest? If she goes to the trading center, she finds out that other people are also selling the what? The seedlings. Can she add some value? If in that trading center there are people who are already selling, can she export or take to another trading center? So my only addition is on value addition. Maybe can she make flour from these seedlings, you know, and come up with a different product that is not already what? Present. So value addition.
Thank you. Anything new that you have has not been mentioned?
Good afternoon, everyone. In the why her initiative wasn't successful, she went for the wrong target market, because in the story it tells us no one around her was growing these things, but instead she chose to go and sell in the trading center. Yet in the trading center there were very many people selling. Then in the lessons we learned, We learned that a good business idea is not all about the money. Like, you shouldn't only look at the end goal. You have to look at the different criterias also.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. From the first one, they were asking why was Kawagenyi's initiative not successful, and our group came up with these solutions. One, her solution, her business, had no communal problem. She just, she had a personal problem, which we all do when we are starting up businesses, but she did not look at the environment, see which problem is there, so that she can find a solution for it. Then she made inappropriate market research. Yes, she went into the market, asked about seedlings, but the people she asked were the sellers, not the people who are going to consume her product. And yet she was literally asking her competitors for advice, yet that's not a good way to go about it. Then lack of knowledge about the process. It was towards the end that she finally, I think, got the wisdom or whatever to go and ask someone how the process goes, and yet there she had already lost time, she had already lost money and all the effort she had invested from the start. And then there also insufficient marketing, because now if you send your young son to go and market for you, obviously he won't be able to outcompete these people already in the market. Assuming these people already established, had like megaphones and had ways to call their customers to themselves, and you're sending a child to go and compete with them, so that marketing was insufficient. Then already she also entered an already saturated market with no unique value proposition. Her market was already full, and she entered with nothing that was different from the people that were already there. So she entered at a greater disadvantage because those people already had their customers, and for her she did not have any, yet she was entering offering the same services and even less. Then she took the wrong steps. I didn't know how to express this well, but in the when we are doing the design thinking, we learn that usually start from the problem. Now for her, I think she just sat at home and she's like, wow, I should plant some trees because I see seedlings around, and she didn't follow the right criteria to, generate a good business idea. Then she also had no access to the customer, and she wasn't even living about them. I think one of those, sorry, I can't see well. One of them talks about you having access to your customers and being able to access them so that you can, market better to them. But in her whole village, no one was buying or selling those trees. So the lessons we learn, look for a problem before a solution. When you are starting, yes, you are an entrepreneur, you want the money, but where should you start from? You should start from the people you want to serve. Who is going to pay for your solution? Someone has a problem that your solution can solve, and they really want that problem to be solved. Then learn about the process before you start on anything. They say, yes, you might learn on the job, but it's good to have a general idea before you start. Otherwise, you waste your money, your effort, and if you have other people working for you, you waste your trust, their trust in you and their effort as well. Then make the right market research, identify your customer, and go to those customers and get to know what exactly would they want, what would they want from a solution you would build, what are their exact problem, what really pains them, and then create a solution that can address that pain point. Then, then have clear goals and targets so that you can know as you're moving along your journey. The one thing we noticed throughout the story, they don't mention anywhere that maybe she wanted to make this money or she wanted to, hit this number of customers. She just went into the market just like that. No goals, no plans, no anything. And yet, if she had only sat down and made like a strategy, maybe she would see from the start that, yes, I might not be making something. Maybe there is something wrong. When you make a strategy or you make a plan, it helps to expose some things that are wrong with your business that can make you, tell that something is not right or something is right. Thank you for your time.
Okay. Hello? Anything that has not been mentioned?
Hello. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Most of you are They are on the negative side of this lady.
Good.
But for me, I want to be on the positive side. Yes. First of all, they say in business you start with what you have. Because when we wait, let's say you have a business idea and in your budget you need like 20 million, but you have like 5. When you wait to have that 20 million, you may not start the business. So you look for how you can start with what you have. Now, this lady had her savings, so she started with that one. So it's a good lesson, though the results were not good, but it was a good lesson for her to start with what she already had. Secondly, she tried to minimize the costs, because when you minimize the inputs, okay, at first she was wrong, but let's say on watering, she already had her children who could fetch water, instead of maybe bringing a worker there. So she tried to minimize the expenses by doing some of the tasks herself, which was good, because when you minimize the costs, you increase the profit. Though like some things they are right, but she did not get the results because of other things. Yeah, that is all I can say.
Flowers.
Flowers, flowers.
Thank you so much. I think she started. Yeah. That was very important. Flowers for Dr. Prudence. Now you're going to be the people who are standing between you and the lunch. The lunch is ready. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to come up with a name. Good enough, you have teamed up almost immediately. Since you went through, introduced yourselves, you are going to come up with your name. Okay? I don't know who you want to call yourselves, so that before we finish today, you should have a name. The moment you have a name, you line up. Minus name, no food today. Okay? If you can work faster in 2 minutes, when you're done, you put up your name and you join the line. Your group name. Of the university? Prudence, do you steal students' things? I think we're the ones stealing. Any other frustration? Tell me about public transport.
The congestion.
The conditions of what? The cars?
The congestion inside public transport. Taxis.
The taxis are dirty?
They're
very congested?
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. All right, we're going to look at some of the what we call the code words. When we are identifying business opportunities, it's going to begin from the challenges that we see. There are several challenges that we see, and it's from that challenge that you start crafting around this. You want to come up with a solution that is going to actually counteract the challenge you see. Because at the end of the day, remember the business proposal or business idea has 4 criteria. There has to be a need. The need has to be urgent and frequent. So when people are complaining about the same thing again and again, then that is a very good, that would be a good business idea. Now we have code words. You need to ask yourself, what this frustrates me, you know? Why is this so expensive? Like you realize sometimes there are things that are very expensive and they shouldn't be. And it really frustrates you because you have very little money and you need it so bad. Why is this so hard to get? Why is the quality so low? So somebody talked about the quality of the shoe that went like this. You ask, why is the quality of the bags so low? Why is the quality of the water so low? Okay? I wish there was. Now let's get to that point. Because now we want to get to how do we identify an opportunity. I wish there was. Now I want each of you, for every single challenge you have written, let us try to think around it. I wish there were what now? Turn that into, flip it. For shoes that are very poor quality, turn it into a wish. You wish there was what? What was the problem?
My challenge was, I was about finding a hostel when I'm coming to campus, especially in such a new place. So I wish there was a software or an app which has all hostels around the campus, the distance from campus, the buildings of the hostel, the manager, where I can easily apply and pay, and then I come and settle.
Wow. I'm just going to point to what is your wish from the problem that you just mentioned. Remember the problem you have listed? Give me your wish. You wish there was what? You didn't write a problem. Did you write any problem, sir? So wish. I want you to hear. I want to hear your wish. Start wishing. What was the problem? Transport from the town campus. So you wish there was what now?
Yeah, I wish there was like a school bus that would pick us.
I wish there was a university bus
Yes.
that gets students from the town campus to the main campus.
Yeah,
I also wish so. Yes, Nyabo, you're facing this way. What was your challenge? And you wish what?
So, good afternoon to all of us. Yeah, so some time back, I got a challenge of some infection. It was, I don't recall the name, but some spots come on your face. So those spots, I got some medicine, which was traditional. They said there was no artificial medicine. So I wish there was that artificial medicine to actively work on it within a simple way.
Artificial medicine, break it down. When we say artificial medicine.
Sorry, something made in the lab, not just going
medically tested, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you wish, and I think there are so many of us who wish, because we may have challenges and like the only medication we have is traditional medicine. And you're thinking, I wish there was some tested, clinically verified medication that I can use for this challenge. Thank you very much for sharing. What do you want to share?
No, maybe we listen to one of the Flemish students, if they have a problem and what could be solution. So one of our students. Vote.
Maybe even for everyone, so everyone can have a good internet connection and can work from everywhere. That's my wish for, yeah, here.
Okay. Better internet connection. We need to get that one. Ladies? Oh, yes, sir.
Like I wish there were also like electrical plugs with like the USB-C port, so we can just like put our cable into it, and we don't need like the adapter for it.
Actually, you're mentioning people having computers here, and I think they are running out of battery. I wish we had each of them every day. You know? Thank you so much. Anybody can wish? Yes, ma'am.
So I wish there was other sources of power, like solar or generator, that thing.
I wish too. We are lucky we actually have electricity. If it goes, then we would wish that we had another source of power. All right. Thank you very much. So I think what we were actually looking at the idea generation moment is that I didn't want us to get into, starting this exercise. So we did that. Now, this is exactly what we've been doing. Assuming you need to find nice salads in Mbarara, especially for the West students. I know you have some frustrations already. You may be thinking, I wish there was, we had carried our food. Did you enjoy the matoke? Okay, so this is all wishful thinking. You're wishing. Now, I want us to think about any complex wishes of your friends, family, or any other. Not your wish, but for a friend. Has anybody ever told you something and you're like, I think we need to think through this? Yeah? Try to imagine this. Assume a friend bought a new TV, and when he went at home, it didn't work, and there is no guarantee. I want you to imagine, try to fit in the shoes of your friend, how frustrating this can be. And somebody mentioned quality. This is real, at least in our society. I don't know, maybe the Belgians, this does not often happen. But yes, it happens. You take the TV home and the TV cannot speak. Yeah? It can be very frustrating. Try to imagine you're buying items which are only in Kampala and sending them to Mbarara is very expensive. There are some products that are only in Kampala because Kampala is the hub of Uganda. And so if you've been to Mbarara and you don't find something, that can be very frustrating. You may want to wish, I wish this was in Mbarara. Okay? Now, we want to get to, at what point do we get to realize an opportunity? When do we get to realize an opportunity and say, okay, I think that is a business opportunity? Yes?
When many people complain about something.
So for all these wishes that we've been looking at, when you get another friend who is complaining about this TV not working or having no sound, and then the neighbor says the same thing, then that should spark something, some conversation in your mind. That is going to get you thinking, oh my God, there is a problem here. These TVs do not work. I think I need to go to maybe Kampala. I need to start researching to find somebody else who gives the, this service, maybe in Nairobi, so that I get these laptops or these TVs and I bring them to Mbarara. Okay, who else? Yes, Nyabo. Sorry? Yes. Scarcity. Can we think about things that are scarce in Mbarara? Anybody can think of something you think, we don't have enough of this. Let me start way here. Okay. Yes. Online buying, online shopping. I think for the Belgians, they will not even understand that this is even a problem. You want something from Amazon, I don't know how long it will take. When you want something from Jumia or Gigi, how long does it take to get here? A week or two? Okay, so it's coming from Kampala to here, it may take much, much longer. And at times you really need it immediately, okay? So scarcity, yes. Rita, you had something? Okay, so a tennis player, if you're a tennis player and you enjoy tennis, you're going to take some 2 months waiting for equipment. Yes? A faulty generator.
Yeah, these generators generate power.
Yes.
It is very hard to get either you want a diesel filter or a petrol filter, anything like a filter or the belts, those parts. It is very hard to get them around Barra.
Okay, so you have to order them from where?
Of course, it has to be Kampala.
Has to be Kampala.
You can't order them from Uganda.
The beauty of living in an upcountry spaces is that we have enough food, but things like this, yeah, we kind of struggle. Anybody else wants to share what is in scarcity and you think, only I need to get this from Kampala?
And they said anytime any of their equipment breaks down, they have to get specialists from Germany or some other outside country to come and repair them, so they can't get equipment locally and they can't get people to work on them locally.
So there is scarcity of experts in this area. As a student, that becomes an opportunity, like, you know what, I'm going to focus on this one. Huh? Okay. I think we've talked about some of these. Which are some of the products that are really hard to get? And indeed, they are quite a lot of products. If you've been to Kampala or you've been somewhere else and you've seen how easy people get, in just an arm's length, they get what they want. And then when you come to Mbara, it becomes so frustrating to get your hands on this thing. Yeah, it can be very frustrating. But I want you to keep thinking about some of these products. Tomorrow, we start an exercise of, we're going to do a little business. For 5 hours, you will be able to get into the community and you sell that something, that business. Tomorrow, yes. Tomorrow we are running around the entire neighborhood of Mbarara to sell whatever you guys are going to come up with. After here, we're going to get back into our groups, and then we're going to try to identify what is that something that people don't have enough of. And if, for example, we can do it, we can sell it, and we get monies out of it. Huh? I look forward to what you're going to be doing. So I want you to keep thinking about what are some of these products that are really hard to find. Okay? For example, somebody has shared, I think, somebody was sharing, sir? You said which product was that? The fuel filters. Yeah? Think about unique and affordable lampshades. We see these ones in movies, eh? You walk in Mbarara, you're like, okay, I think I've seen this one, I'm going to have this in my house. You will walk forever. Yeah? And then you have to go to Kampala, and then you start walking from every shop that sells electronics, and still you don't see your, the beautiful, lamps that you're looking for. Again, we also look at, sorry, I'm running through this because we want to start another exercise, okay? After the opportunity spotting, we are going to get into another exercise. And I want us to keep the time that we talked about, which is 5. Think about the products which are expensive. Okay? The products or services that are expensive. So somebody's talking about experts. There are some experts that we do not have. You have a refrigerator, it breaks down. It may take you some 4 months to get somebody from Kampala to come and fix it. That can be very frustrating, right? Okay. Ordering some products from outside. I don't know if any of you has ever ordered something from outside using the online platforms. Has anybody used these platforms? Ugandan students? Please share your story. When did it start? How long did it take you to get your hands on them? Okay. Serious products means what? Hair extension? Okay. Okay, 2 weeks. 2 weeks is not so bad, is it? Belgian students, how long will it take you to order and get a product online?
It depends on what website. For example, Booking.com, then it's the day after you order. And for Amazon, it's mostly a week.
Okay, a week. It depends on the platform. All right. Again, this could be something that can be frustrating sometimes, especially when there is urgency. You may need a certain medicines. Do they procure medicines online? Assuming you wanted to get your hands on this medication and you have a very sick mother and you need it like in 2 days and it's taking forever, that can be very frustrating. There was a time I was traveling somewhere and then I had to Google the embassy and there was no embassy in Uganda. It was very frustrating because then I had to jump on the bus to go to another country, Kenya, to find the embassy. And then I had to leave my passport. And then when I was supposed to pick the passport, I was like, hell no. I looked at the journey, it's a long journey. So yes, DHL came in handy. So I wished there was somebody who could think about some of these embassies. We have most of the time they say, Greece you go. Poland you have to go. Kenya, you have to go to Kenya. It's very frustrating. So what if, I keep pushing, what if there is somebody who can actually get some of these, an embassy that gets European countries that are rare in Uganda and brings the service close. Otherwise, it makes the trip extremely expensive. All right. We've talked about some of the products that have poor quality. Furniture. You've seen our furniture. It can be very frustrating sometimes. You take your table home, and as you start to watch TV, somebody brings the eats, and then the furniture just collapses. And everything just spills. That can be really frustrating, right? Okay. Another code word. These are code words. They are code words to wanting to get us to start thinking. You keep asking yourself, why is nobody adding value to this? Why isn't nobody thinking about this? Why isn't somebody bringing this product closer? Why isn't somebody thinking of bringing electricity, another source of electricity? You keep thinking of, if nobody's adding value, then it becomes an opportunity, okay? We are going to spot opportunities. I think that is going to be on Wednesday. Wednesday we have an activity. We are going to do empathy interviews. Again, in new teams, we shall be able to go to the community and we ask hard questions. The hard questions that we just saw. Do you like this water? What don't you like about this water? Why do you continue to take it? And this person will be able to share with you why they have no choice but to take this water. The water that has a lot of particles. I think you've seen the water, the drinking water. I don't know if you've ever boiled water and then at the bottom of the The water you see, what are those things? Chloride? I don't know what that is, but there are several particles that... So these are hard questions we're going to be asking. All right. So there is a problem. For example, we may see a lot of farmers that have a lot of tomatoes. And everyone is thinking of turning them into tomato paste. But like we saw Kabagenyi, who had, she lacked a value proposition. She went into the community, didn't have a value proposition. We need to be thinking of beyond the tomato paste. If all you're thinking is what others have done, and nothing differentiates you from what others have done, then you're going to go and you meet competition. There's no value. You're adding. And then what happens? You turn out to be Kabagenyi. All right, let's do this exercise very fast. We're going to remain in our groups, okay? And we are going to do, Miriam, do you have flip charts? Okay, we're going to get a flip chart and we're going to get a marker, each of us. These are some of the things we're going to be looking at. What frustrates you and why? What products or services do you usually spend money on? What services don't meet your expectations and why? Are there any products or services you miss in Mbarara? Now, we have briefly been teasing you on some of these things, so it's going to take only 5 minutes, okay? Only 5 minutes, and each team is going to share. Hello? So in 5 minutes, you are going to interview each other this time, okay? Talk to each other, ask what frustrates you. What frustrates you with the hair pieces? For some of you are putting those pieces on. I've seen some of you scratching. What is frustrating you? Share your insights. We never get to understand people's problems if we ask them just simply what frustrates you and they say, I don't like this laptop. We need to ask why. So it was the issue of, can we push for those questions, those deeper, unarticulated whys of why is this thing frustrating? We're going to begin from there. Unfortunately, you're closer to us. I need to get the two individuals pitching together in 2 minutes. So let me give you 1 minute to organize your conversation. How you're going to come here and pitch to us what you've done.
Okay, let's answer all the questions. Me, I'm okay with submitting what we have.
Frustration is
a boy and a girl. They say they need the boy and the girl.
And it is a frustration because it wastes time.
Okay, like our frustration is delaying food delivery almost everywhere. For example, you go in a restaurant,
in a cafe, even online food platforms, they even take time to deliver.
Another one is, what do we spend money on? Food transport.
What is this? Snacks?
Snacks.
You're going to talk about the other question?
Yes, each of you is going to, as a team, you're going to go as a team, and the biggest lesson is even just standing here and smiling. Is
Who is going up there?
You're going to come here.
Sorry?
You're coming here, yes.
Who?
No, only two. You and another person.
And the last question is not answered. I think I will defend.
We didn't answer the last question.
I can say the first one.
Why isn't anybody actually have But all this leads to the same thing. Business idea, opportunity spotting. So you just need to take on one thing, okay? You don't have to answer
all of them. We just take on like one question.
One question, but be deep.
The first one.
Like for example, maybe there were no bags. Why is it frustrating? The bags are very small. The bags are,
One question.
So
the first question, then you go deep.
Okay, straight.
Your team
One.
No.
Team name.
Brainwave.
We are talking about this one, then you go deep. Only this, then you go deep. Why? What makes it delay? What makes the food delay? And why does it delay? Yeah.
First of all,
I think you guys can explain it better why it is delayed.
Okay, we'll explain.
I can just say the frustration. Krijg je dan stress van? Dat is niet goed. Geef dan een Okay. So, is it good if I just say the frustration and you guys explain it or no?
Yeah, we are going to explain. You
Okay.
said the frustration,
Yeah, okay.
then go deep.
Okay, so I will do the first one and then you guys will.
We are talking only this. We are not talking this. We need the this.
The first one.
We need the frustration, then dive into
I think this one can give the frustration.
No, you
then
give the
another one
frustration,
explain.
then another one explain.
Yeah. So I will just say this.
Yeah, then someone goes deep into it.
And someone will explain. I don't know who is coming up with me.
We are going together.
Okay.
Explaining why.
Why?
Maybe we have
Time.
very many customers. You have very many customers, but few
Osanga
serve.
emmere yeetakateeki.
But few.
Ziseera
Okay,
natore.
the thing is, the problem, okay, the frustration is delayed food delivery. Why are you saying delayed food delivery and why does it frustrate you? First of all, you're going to go in a restaurant, you're already on pressure, like some of the people
You're
that
hungry.
do work. They are timed, they have to do their work very early. Like you're supposed to be having food at 1:30, but they are delivering you food at 1:40. So it means you've already wasted them.
You've lost appetite.
You've already lost the time that you are supposed to be taking the food in. And then the next thing, then the food delivery stuff is done. Then you also explain them why.
Effective delivery systems.
Yeah, it has an app.
Then we have like inefficient delivery systems or serving teams. Even on the serving teams, there is also like poor customer care handling. You
Poor
find that
customer
someone is serving you something but with
Why
a
does
face.
it frustrate you? Those are the reasons why it frustrates
And you order for something, even if it's like there at home of shepherds. You put it there, you order, you first sit for like
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Even if you're going to take it away, you have to stand there, you wait for this one, this.
And even there is a thing of competition. Like you've come very many, they serve this one, they serve this one. The customers are very many.
on the way we can
Wait,
maybe
those
also
answers come on
prepare
high,
the soft
high
serving
or what?
team.
They come on why or how?
Why?
Does it frustrate you?
Why does it frustrate you? It frustrates you because it wastes time.
Wasting time.
Wasting time
Rescheduling
because you can
loss
do
of
something
appetite.
else. I will say that. That's okay.
Then she may ask what like you wish.
You wish that people were speaking.
So
I wish.
Okay. People were speaking.
the instructions are not clear.
I think if you want to be very clear, ask for clarification from because the instructions on this.
But the thing is very direct.
So you just go into it that shallow way.
We go.
Are you ready? Okay, let's do team break now.
Hello. Can we all turn, conversations, discussions? Can we turn and we hear the brain waves?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Hello. Our frustration is delayed food delivery, and it is our frustration because it wastes time.
Yeah, our frustration, as she said, it's about delayed food delivery, over in restaurants, hotels, or online food platforms. When you order for your food, it takes time. Even when you're in a restaurant and you have gone to eat, you find there are many customers. They work on this one, until your time reaches. So that one frustrates you. And at the end of it all, you lose appetite. You waste time because you go there, you're having 30 minutes for taking lunch or supper or breakfast, but in 30 minutes you have wasted, let's say, 10 minutes seated while waiting for all customers to be worked on, then to you last. Wastage of time, loss of appetite. You can lose appetite. And at the end of it all, you get poor food when either salt is not there or wrong with the food.
Make a wish. Make a wish. Say what? Tell us.
So I wish there were robots, because some hotels have robots. If you order for food, they tell a robot, go and serve the other one. Instead of seeing, you wait and you lose appetite. I wish there were robots. I wish there were many customers to work on you and you feel at ease.
Let's make a wish. You wish to serve
for our drinks and for our food when you are waiting in restaurants.
Thank you.
What frustrates us from the majority vote is that pads are expensive. I think every girl in the room will agree with me. Every girl needs sanitary towels during her menstrual period. We need them like on a monthly basis and for like up to a week. But then you find the price, okay, if you're just buying maybe one packet of pads may not seem like a lot, but when you have to keep incurring that expense over a long time, or sometimes some of us have like longer bleeding periods, you find you have to use more than one packet at a time, like maybe 2 packets. That's roughly around 6,000 or 7,000 or even 10,000, depending on which type of pads you use. So sometimes you end up buying fewer pads, and that also leads us to spend a longer time in the same pad, which is very unsanitary because the recommended time for how long you're supposed to spend in a pad is like 4 to 5 hours, but you find you're spending up to 10 hours because you know if you spend less hours, then you won't have pads for after your pads get done. Yes.
Make a wish.
Make a wish. So,
Thank you. Any questions?
Any questions for?
No? Then we go to a Belgian name, Verkoopsteam. 2 students from Verkoopsteam. I don't know where they are. Verkoopsteam. Ah, okay. I thought they disappeared.
You're moving with her. It is one from Mbarara and one from Howes.
Okay, so this one is for you, and this one is for you. Okay, ready?
Thank you. What frustrates us is poor internet connection. My friends who have been using Leica and MTA, they are around this upper area. Trust me, won't receive internet connection that is stable. Then for what products or services do we spend on? We basically look at data and transport. Whoever who has been to KIHUMURO, we know that it's very hard sometimes to access transport services or borders that we normally use as the main means of transport to access the campus. Number 3, the products that normally nowadays it is very hard to find a USB that can last more than a month. You buy it today, after 2 weeks or 1 week, it's not working. Then any products or services? Okay, we thought about this online transportation services. Here we mean booking, like for example, let's say border offers that is currently around, but it's not around this area. We know that sometimes lectures can run late, or you want to be sure that by the time you finish with your lectures, you book a border that's going to take you on time. Or sometimes you can also want to prepare in advance. The other things, we also face a problem of it's hard to find good dinner dresses. That was for my fellow group members. And the other thing is sometimes you buy something and really the packaging is really poor.
Okay, 2 minutes are over.
Thank you.
Any questions?
What is your wish?
Maybe we have better transport.
Okay, thank you. Team ECRA. Okay. So you yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. From our team, we had a few things that frustrate us, and some of those are for the people that reside in the university halls. There is usually a shortage of water, which is frustrating because at times we have to move to other places to get water, which is time consuming and not safe sometimes because we have to go to the farm down there just to access water. The other thing that frustrates us as people who stay in the halls is having one restaurant for food. So sometimes there isn't a variety, or you will just have to eat what is available, or sometimes food will get done. And who wants to stay hungry? Yeah. My wish would be that if we could only have another restaurant in Hall. Yeah.
Just to have some more variety from food, for food, would be nice.
Yeah, your turn.
Hello. Think would, yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Then a difficult name to pronounce, Boo or Bu, I don't know.
They call themselves BU, like
BU.
BU.
I'll ask them. Is it BU? BU, okay. Okay, that's cool. BU. So I'll give one to you and another one to you. And you have to do this.
Like for us, the problem I found out was access to coffee clone seedlings. As we all know, like most of us, our parents get our tuition from farming. But then the major leading cash crop currently in Uganda, it is coffee. But then when you calculate one clone of coffee, it is 3,000. Then you imagine if my father has an hectare of land, 1 hectare of land accommodates 1,000 clones. Now calculate each clone at 3K. That means my father is going to invest 3 million only on clones, not even hiring the laborers and that note. So the thing turns out to be expensive. Yet the clones were easily available for all people to use. It could be much cheaper. Then number 2, what products and services do you usually spend money on? I've already explained this. It is about coffee clone seedlings. That's where they invest, and even after investing, the thing that fluctuates the most, like after you invest, you even find out that the seedlings you have bought, they themselves after two years, the things you bought 3 million, already it is wilting, like having a lot of diseases. So you have to uproot and start afresh. Number 3, what products like don't meet my expectations? The products we have found as a group, found these coffee clones are not meeting the expectations of the farmers. But even most farmers trying to start up a coffee breeding center, of which they have also not started. So the farmers have to invest much in even transporting, as you all know, seedlings are too delicate. In case of any mistake, that means you're off. So you count the transport, and even the clones, they themselves are too expensive. Number 4, the products, any company, like the thing that we have thought of, most campus, we don't have a coffee hub, of which universities like Victoria University, those people have a coffee hub, and the students, they themselves are getting employment out of it. Like if you don't have tuition, you can go work in that hub, get some money, pay their tuition. But then most as a community, we don't have a coffee hub.
Okay.
Number 5.
2 minutes are over.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next group, flour. Flour.
Flour.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So good afternoon, everyone. This is Team FRA. So we are here to talk about what frustrates us. First of all, the cost of internet. For example, here in Uganda, you know, like for us university students, we tend to use a lot of data, and it is really very expensive to buy it. Sometimes we don't be having enough money to purchase the data. Then also transport to university. We gave an example was, for example, students from who study from here in KIHUMURO, they tend to face challenges with the transport. Sometimes borders are hostile, sometimes they are not accessible, so it becomes hard for them. Then also cost of food. For example, we as university students, it is hard to buy food. Sometimes you find you don't have enough money, yet the food is expensive, and you need to eat, of course, so it frustrates you as a person. Then some products we spend on money, mostly, as I've already talked about, is food. As university students, you want to eat, so you tend to spend much money on food. And of course, transport, as you are traveling from your hostel to campus. Some of us stay in further areas, so you spend much money on transport. Then products that do not meet our expectations. I want to talk about on this point, quality of food. You know, we have campus, we have hostels, and with some food hubs. You find the food is expensive, but it is not worth its quality. Then some of the things we miss here in Mbarara. Our friend talked about the internet. She said there in Belgium, the internet is very strong, quick, but here in Mbarara it is a bit missing, a bit lacking. Then other things that we miss. Then other things that we miss around here in Mbarara, fast foods. Fast foods, you know, like these safe borders where you can easily order and they bring you food. But here in Mbarara, we really miss them.
2 minutes are over. And then ACEs. You did our ACEs. Yep, thank you. Okay.
So first we have the internet. In Uganda we have like everywhere internet, but we don't have everywhere Wi-Fi, and that's a problem here. That was the first product or service that we spend money on, but that is also a frustration.
We have Zoom and Google Meet. Like you find maybe you're having a lecture, it is online, maybe you're at your hostel and you have to attend to that lecture, and you find maybe you're not having money, or like though you're having your own internet data is on, but maybe you find like internet is very low, very slow. So maybe you're not having data, you can't attend that physical, like that online lecture, and maybe you find like maybe you're spending a lot of money on it, yet you're also a student, you don't have enough money to attend to those online lectures. Yeah.
Then we have the transport and food. These are also money on in daily life, because we need, these are things that we actually need to get to be alive. Yeah.
So the last one is medical services. Mostly we have these referrals, these government-aided hospitals. You go there, knowing that maybe they will give you all medication and you get medicine for free. But at the end, you find that they are charging you money for medicine, for all the things they did in the lab, testing, everything, every medication. Then you find at the end of it all, they are charging you a lot of money of which you never expected to pay. Yeah.
And then the group creeds.
Yes. So as a tourist, you can be overcharged when visiting a country just because you are foreign, and it is really unfair, and it drains the financial resources, but it also discourages the tourists.
We are addressing this question, one, what frustrates you? And one of the things that frustrate these foreign tourists is that they come to our country, but because they are of different nations, they are charged our local products at a slightly higher price, and it's really frustrating to them. So we are overview that if we can, maybe in a business perspective, establish a travel agency that will maybe link those tourists to us, so that they can be treated the same way we treat our nationals. If this bottle of water is buying at 1,000, they can also access it at the same price. So such that we can get out of those differences in pricing these people. So we had established that, after establishing that travel agency, it will maybe link those tourists to come and support our products we have. And maybe the same way, it will be either way. It will be either way. If we have these local primary schools or secondary schools that they want to visit abroad in educational tours, they can go through us and do the same job when they reach abroad. And we can also, in our farm, enter with these local products, the cultural hats, sticks and wares. We can also sell them at a bigger price so that we can trade our nation and represent our country abroad.
Okay, the interviews are open. Thank you. And we still have one last group, Eagles. Wat ik nog van leren.
Is oké, dat is ook goed vanaf best.
What frustrates you and why? So to us, it's the customer care services. The big companies, say MTN, Airtel, UEDCL, Coca-Cola. If you call those people with your complaint about their services, they will just put for you some funny music, and after like a period of 8 minutes, they won't give you a response, they will hang on you. Other than that, the women at usually at like MTN mobile centers, they feel so entitled and proud. Yeah, so that's the problem.
Here it is 100% mobile data and transport, so mobile data using phones or even computers of any kind, and also transport from the city to the university's building.
Question 3, what product or services don't meet your expectations and why? UEDCL, UEGCL, UETCL, This is the distribution, generation, and transportation company for our electricity. Electricity will go off for weeks. You won't see a thing. And we are in a country like Uganda. Question 4.
Then are there any product services during the workday that we actually miss? Let me just say like food that is already mentioned on campus, and therefore I would say because there's a limited service that provides.
So are there services we miss in Imbarara? Like the way our visitors have Uber in their countries. In Kampala there is safe border, safe cars, something we lack in Imbarara. Yes.
And our last question, do you remember when you said the last time, and the last time we asked, so last year, and then why is no one offering 3D prints and services? And the reason for this is that the machines are just too expensive. People, companies, they aren't well versed and just ignorance, plain ignorance.
Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you.
UEDC what? We should thank it. We still have an electricity. Thank you to my professor. Thank you, team. Can we give flowers to each other? Thank you for your presentations. Now, there was part of the presentation was you coming to stand here. Of course, you didn't get to hear that earlier. Standing here can be messy. Standing here can be nerve-wracking. So as we begin the journey of, because we're looking forward to Friday, and Friday is the pitch day. Standing here is part of the training. So whoever's been here, give flowers to yourselves. You know, standing here and then you blabber some words and everybody's looking at you. And then you're like, oh my God, did I say it right? So thank you so much for taking that courage. We're going to be doing that throughout the entire training because we prepare you for the pitch time, okay? All right, I don't know if you've seen something like this somewhere. Our Belgian students. HZK. That is one of big animals that we have in our country. In Uganda, we call it HZK. So that is the 50K note. And in Uganda, you find people say, Mpa HZK, like they are looking for this animal here. They mean, give me 50K. But it is a 50K challenge. I want us to get introduced to the 50K challenge because tomorrow we are going to the community. Like we mentioned earlier, we're going to spend there 5 hours. So every team, fortunately, we don't have to spend a lot of time reintroducing each other, telling each other about who you are, where you come from, your culture. Professor did that earlier. We are going to discuss. These are things we're going to be discussing. If we are to give you 50,000 tomorrow, where are you going to go? What are you going to do? How are you going to move from here to where you're going to go? What are you going to produce? Because tomorrow you're going to produce something. Okay? You're going to begin a business with 50 Ugandan shillings. Okay? We'll be giving you this money and then you are going to go to the community. Whatever you choose to do, we hope you don't make a loss. Now, we have never seen a group, we've never gotten a group that has ever made losses with this money. Okay? Because again, you're young, you're fun, you're energetic. You're going to start thinking through what you're going to offer tomorrow. Start thinking about it. There was a group at one moment that made a lot of money. Close to 700 Ugandan shillings in 5 hours. We gave them 50K and then they had to go and multiply it like so many times. That is like 15 times, and they brought back the money. Okay? I'm not going to tell you what they did. I'll tell you what they did tomorrow. I don't want to, give you some hints on what you should be doing.
So now the next activity we are going to do is we are going to take, we should give it some 10 minutes, I think. Maybe in 10 to 20 minutes, we want you to start thinking around, if we are to give you this money, what will you do? Okay? And we want each of you to bring forth the ideas. But before that, we're going to take a moment. Attention, let's take a moment to vote our leaders, okay? So there are 4 leadership positions in every team. We want to see the chairperson. You are responsible for this team, okay? The chairperson, you're responsible for that team. Tomorrow, people will be like, okay, for me, let me first run to the hostels. We'll ask you, where is your team member? You're responsible for every member in your team, okay? Number 2, we need the secretary. The secretary, you must have a smartphone because you're going to take a video, you're going to take pictures, you're going to report. Make sure we get to see activities happening because the secretary is taking pictures every now and then. Make sure people are selling. If you're making whatever you're making, take a picture, take a video. We need to get every bit and piece of what is going to happen. You are our media in the community. Of course, we're going to move with Creative Campus in some places, but where Creative Campus is not, Secretary, we're going to be asking you for these photos and the little clips of the videos. The next position is for the treasurer. The treasurer, you are responsible for the money. Make sure the person you choose is trustworthy with the money. All right, I'm joking about that. I know all of us are very trustworthy, but this is what we are going to do, the treasurer. When the money is coming, you are responsible for, you're going to decide as a team, do we go back and we buy the same thing that we've been trading in, and then we go and do it again? There are some treasurers that after selling the first round, they get comfortable and they give me where's the money? How much? Have you made a little profit? Let's go back. We will not allow you to come back until it is full. So tomorrow morning, we're going to learn a little bit of financials. After that, we are going to have heavy breakfast. I've been seeing some of our plates, very little tiny food. We are going to the community. Yes, we need to move with water, but you will not come back until 4. So that means when we serve our big mid-lunch, please make sure you eat enough because there's going to be a lot of walking and sometimes it can be very hot, okay? But we look forward to hearing all the challenges that you'll find. So the treasurer, make sure that nobody gets back until they have the money in their hands. Finally, we need a timekeeper. So every group is going to have that person who is responsible for making sure everybody is on time. Timekeeper, when we say 4, we mean by maybe 3:30, you are mobilizing everybody to get back, okay? Timekeeper, you need to make sure that everybody is ready to move with whatever they have. Your issue is to make sure everybody is arriving on time. Okay, I think that is about it. I request that we take some 20 minutes. Yes.
Yeah. Another thing you have to do, as these subgroups, make your separate WhatsApp group for easy communication. Even throughout the night, you'll be talking about your business. So have your what? Your WhatsApp group, which is different from the other general WhatsApp group.
Secretary? So let's give this activity maybe 2 minutes to do the voting. Let's vote each other, and the chairperson, please make sure you write the leadership of your team. Yes.
This is the last assignment.
Yes.
This is last text to drive.
Yes.
So
roughly 30 to
30 minutes.
We should be ready. Sorry, no, he has a pen. I did. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, dear.
Okay, that is great. Just the department, the DJ is going to be a company. They are required.
Yeah, I mean,
It was like this place. Because it started as a department covering, it was a department of environment, lighting and support system.
now I think the planning phase is a little messy for some of you because you don't know where you want to be. So tomorrow we are going to the town house. In the morning we will be at the town house. Okay? That means we are going to be close to every single person. The clinics are going to be there. The staff must are going to be there. We're going to be close to the market. We'll be close to all these agencies, MTN, UC, what? Everyone is going to be in town. I want you to plan. We're not going to be it's not here. I want you to have that mindset that once you let it go, you will be working for 20 years. Okay, we still have only 10 minutes. We need to end the session and continue planning in 10 minutes. We should be ending the planning.
Even I wake up at night, I don't know when you have a lot of work. I get up and become confused. I woke up and I said, no, I can't do my computer. I slept through again, wake up again to one. I don't know what is happening.
I have today I was waiting the activity.
What you have to do.
And this is all about it. So now I need to go at night and work on it. And teach them also that when these kids are in the field, run away and hide.
On my paper, 2 things I take them home. And when you see someone, like, you know, what is it now? I don't have time to look at it.
So then, in the next 20 minutes, we should be done. I should leave. Yes. Manasseh, I don't know where Manasseh is. He told me he had a
Will they have more time tomorrow morning to think about the 50K challenge, or do they leave immediately?
Right now, once they're done this,
and then tomorrow morning they come here and they leave for the city.
So tomorrow morning I'm going to go to the city. That's where we're going to be. And we'll see the financials. Introduce them to the financials.
Okay.
How they're going to keep their books of account.
Okay.
The businesses.
Yeah.
And then they go to that.
Okay, but the idea should be more or less ready by tonight. Yeah, okay.
I'm getting in touch with the driver.
No, it's fine.
Sarah from BOOTCAMP abana jangu banoni abakwesi mudakika nsimanyi bwotibulokka mudakika meka wano kati babameka gakoyo tumaze linda kugira munange bakwire kumese
What? 15.
15 we should write up.
Now one essay for us. Let's go one Brothers, can you call Manasi? Can you call Manasi? He has to pick us up. Manasi. You cannot pick
in the FIS building. I know you know the building. So when you come to the Faculty of Business, there's Faculty of Business, Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies, there is the Resource Center. That is where we are actually going to be working out tomorrow. Yeah? For our OS students, actually this is not a communication for the OS students. It should be for the Ugandan students. The chairpersons, can I see you getting up? Chairpersons of every team, please get up. I need to see who is responsible. Okay, okay. Chairpersons of every team. The chairwoman or chairman. Yes, you're the chairwoman. Now you have, she's in trouble because I wanted to get the chairperson to be responsible for our host students. Oh, yeah. When we are moving into the community, I think Professor talked about cultures. Our culture is the kind that when they see, we call it Muzungu, okay? Please, it's not personal when you see people saying Muzungu, but I want the chairpersons to at least be alert, okay? Because some individuals may want to match. It's very rude in some cultures. Actually, in our culture, it's also very rude, okay? So please note, although some children, attention, this is not personal. Some, you may find some children on the way who would actually want to feel you, okay? And it's not, how do I package the word? It is not personal, okay? They actually are either mesmerized and they just want to, they are wondering, how is this person different? Yeah? So the chairpersons, please make sure you are very close. Okay? Now, how about her? She's the chairperson. Please make sure you guide the boys, okay? They want to have children. Alright, we agreed that we should be at the Faculty of Business, sorry, the building at exactly 8:30, okay? Otherwise, we are done. Secretaries of every team, I request that you have the mini WhatsApps so that you continue the conversation into the night. The OS students, the International Relations Officer wants to have a simple one with you.
Because you're going to walk, you're going to sell, you're going to speak to people. So appear the way you would want to appear before someone who is seeing you for the first time. You're not putting on suits, but at least try to be more presentable so that you can sell. People can give you a listening ear and you sell as much as you can so that you make more money. Okay?
Thank you so much, Miriam. Thanks. I think the team is ready to move.
Thank you, Sarah.